Eat poop and welcome back.
That's bad health advice.
Don't eat poop.
I'm his lawyer. You don't listen to anything he says.
That's probably good legal advice because
As my lawyer,
sometimes
I'm not going to be able to pay you if nobody listens to me. If I do podcasts.
you get clients that run their mouth a
They'll
lot.
still play it. Don't worry about it. You still get the money.
Okay.
But they just shouldn't listen.
Listen to his words. Do not heed them. I think we've been here before.
I think we've
I'm
been
getting
here
some
before.
deja vu.
Yeah.
Maybe this is Groundhog
Have we
Day.
been here before?
I think we might have been here before.
Have we been here before?
I think I've been here before.
I'm having some deja vu.
Is it Groundhog's Day?
No, Groundhog Day was like 9 days ago.
I've heard of Groundhog's Day. Have I been there
That's
before?
a lot of days ago.
That's more.
I'm uncertain what day it is today. So
That's more days.
Alex, could you find a parking garage?
I could find a parking garage.
I like parking garages.
I don't know that this is going to be the kind of parking garage you're thinking of.
I'm gonna
I
go to
want
the
to go
construction
into a
site
big
one.
parking garage.
But there is
Like right here?
Yeah, there is a parking garage right here. Sort of.
you'll probably have to pay to get into it.
Nope.
No,
Find a public parking garage.
we've been in this one. It is weird.
Yeah, this is a neat little ditty right here.
I mean,
It's a parking garage, but it has a no parking sign in it. But there's people parking anyway.
as long as it's a subway.
We just got a rain drop.
Probably not rain since it's not raining.
Do not enter. No
Inside.
outlet, it says.
Oh. Well, that's okay.
You can
'cause-
take the inlet.
Yeah, last time we entered it ended up okay.
Yes.
It's a little sketchy though
No
back.
cruising zone, it says.
And
What is
probably-
it?
Oh, we straight cruising. That's a problem. Yeah, you better U-turn hard. They're gonna catch us cruising.
Please define, like, is this...
That wasn't cruising.
That was bruising.
Speed bump.
Is this like usage of the cruise control, or just like,
No cruising, man.
just like
Quit cruising.
having a
Stop
good,
cruising for
No.
a bruising.
having a good time
No
driving?
cruising.
Oh,
Amen.
jeez.
Unbelievable.
No cruising.
Hey.
I would argue you are
All
probably
right, you ready for this?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is gonna be one of the coolest tunnels.
In Milwaukee.
We're not in Milwaukee right
But this
now.
is a Waukee Talkie.
No,
so
this is the Chicago
Good
Talkie.
luck finding it. Or not.
Hey, look at that. Look at on the right.
I'm concerned for the continuity of
Look
the
at the
show.
lights.
No. There's no continuity in this show, as we've already established.
That's pretty promiscuous.
There are a lot of speed bumps on this road,
Boy
though.
and girl.
I feel like
it
that's a
says.
bad choice for a
Doof.
show where you're supposed to record video
Look at
and
this
audio.
pile of
I wouldn't worry about it.
It's Chicago.
garbage
it's
cars.
wrecked cars.
Yeah, wrecked cars of Chicago.
Yeah,
That's
probably shouldn't be
maybe
in this
stuff.
area since you can see what happens to cars in this area, but
Me.
it happens.
I wonder what we're
Dude, I don't remember there being this many speed bumps last time.
Maybe you
I
hit
think
your
they've
head after
added
you hit your head one too many times to all these speed bumps. And
I think this
Concussion.
whole thing just
I
got
think-
leveled except a few parts.
I think last time we went through here, we were ordering a pizza.
Yes.
Why aren't we ordering a pizza now?
Don't know if we, I don't know if that place is open.
probably not.
Oh my goodness.
Jiminy
Look at all these
Christmas.
speed bumps.
If you had to guess,
If I had to guess. I'm not very good at guessing, though.
but what
What?
would you guess?
If you were gonna guess and you had a rat problem, say in some random place like Hawaii had a rat problem, what would you do about those rats?
I would probably bring in a bunch of snakes.
Good idea.
Yeah.
I just have one question. What about the snakes? Like when all the rats are gone, what do we do with the snakes?
Shoot. I didn't think about that.
Was that the answer and then the not thinking? Shoot
you know
first,
what?
think later?
I mean,
I was
why
raised
not?
in a house,
In here?
and I find tents to be too expensive. How
Hey,
do
well,
That's
Public
public
parking.
parking.
I can check it out.
That's pretty cool.
So
Welcome to
So what are we doing?
parking
about these,
review.
snakes, Alex?
with Justin.
If we're gonna get some snakes, I think they're gonna
Just
kill
Justin.
all the rats.
The rest of us aren't
Good,
here.
good.
And then we're gonna have a snake problem.
That's bad.
That's bad.
If this
But-
is public parking,
Then what we can do,
Yeah? I'm here. I'm listening.
we can get a bunch of mongooses,
Ooh, those kill snakes.
and they can kill all the snakes.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
That's good. But
Now, we don't... What about Hawaii, though? There's no natural predators for the mongoose.
oh, that's okay. We'll just have a mongoose problem.
Shoot. We have a mongoose problem now, though. What about cobras? We can introduce cobras.
We could
Cobras eat-
introduce cobras. They would kill the mongooses.
Good.
Which is funny because we brought in the mongooses to kill snakes.
Yeah,
but
but
they
these
did.
are different snakes. These are cobras.
Oh.
Okay. Now,
Shooter.
now we're all good with the mongoose problem.
Okay.
We've solved 3 problems. We're this far.
Sure.
But now we have a cobra problem. And those are like 12-foot at max snakes. They're very venomous.
Why?
I just can't think of what
That's
we do
bad.
about these. Can you think of a...
We could bring in polar bears.
Good. What if we also have roadrunners?
Do roadrunners kill cobras?
I feel like they're aggressive enough. We starve the roadrunners, release them. Oh, this might be a problem. What if we release only male cobras?
Okay. So then they just won't breed.
Yeah, and then they'll all die out. But wasn't it the whole thing at Jurassic Park? Like, there was a specific nutrient that they needed in Jurassic Park to survive, and the park fed them that. And if for
This don't
some
go
reason
nowhere.
the park had, for some reason, been unusable, then they would then just all die because they don't have the nutrient. But correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like that didn't go well.
I think what might have happened is that that entire park was just a sum of good ideas implemented rather terribly.
You see, the one confusing part I have is why do they only have one IT guy for an entire Jurassic Park? Like, there seems to be a lot of technology in that place for especially such a small, or for such an old park. Like, we have really old technology there. We have only one IT guy. This guy's a genius. What happens when he's sick though?
Probably calls in and doesn't come into work that day.
Yeah. So he doesn't come into work. That's bad.
They have a backup IT guy.
Hey, but we have the cobras to take care of him at least. I feel like this will all end well.
I could see that.
The
happening.
polar bears will take out the cobras.
I
the
see what
polar bears
happened.
will die from...
We were on lower Wacker Drive. We were on really lower Wacker Drive.
I have a button in my belly.
Alright.
Do you ever use that?
Me or
Okay,
you, Al?
wait, like this guy right here?
No, on me.
On you, this guy right here.
Yeah.
Those are kind of neat. I got one of those too.
Yeah. What
It's
does yours
actually okay. So, I use mine to store raisins.
It's
It can
pretty
fit
good.
like 2.
Okay.
Man, it's a big belly button.
They're smaller raisins though.
Oh, okay.
How many normal raisins?
I'd probably squeeze 2 in there, but it wouldn't be
You know
quite
what's
as
a-
comfortable.
You know what's also a good place for snacks? Your pockets. I love putting yogurt in my pockets.
Oh, that's a good one. You ever put those little pudding cups in there, but you take them out of the cup
Oh
first,
yeah,
'cause
yeah,
then
yeah. Not in the
easy-
cup.
Did your
easy
mom
access.
ever read the nursery rhyme to you before bed and you were really tired and she said, "Ravioli, ravioli, put it in my pocket, Oli," and then you just go right to bed?
No, because normally I would put the ravioli in my pocket as she commanded. Like, I don't know about you, I just normally listen to that command.
Oh, yeah. I thought it was more metaphorical.
Are we gonna die or something? We're in a tunnel and we're breathing.
I
think
think
that
this
was
one
really
is
the-
exempt.
That was really
I
the
don't
point of the
think any
metaphor.
tunnels are exempt though. I think we're gonna die.
Like, the ravioli represents us, and the pocket represents imminent death.
I think in this tunnel,
That's really meta.
we die either way. Like, the only good solution here is don't go in the tunnel.
What if, since we are like, what are we, Gen Zers? Like,
Something like that.
something like that. Since we're that age, we can be edgy and say we would have wanted to die anyway, so it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna be edgy.
Yeah.
I feel justified in my linguistic choices, and my freedom of expression is expounded by the fact that I can use language that emphasizes suicide. That was another bedtime
Radical,
rhyme
bro.
my mom would tell me.
Was that a rhyme? Did that rhyme?
I don't remember.
I don't think that rhymed.
Does it have to rhyme to be a bedtime rhyme?
It would seem like that would be one of the
normally you call it a
requisites.
bedtime story if it was at bedtime. And it didn't
Yeah, but I
rhyme.
was feeling particularly Victorian and English, which would exempt me from the Gen Z ability to repeat such phrases
Wait.
Okay, that's fair.
accurately.
So when was that thing supposed to be written?
The rhyme?
Yeah, that rhyme.
I think that was a more recent one, but the colloquialism I was utilizing
Yeah, I was
separated.
because maybe it was written in like Old English. Maybe they really wanted to kill themselves too. Maybe they were edgy.
Well, if I was writing in Old English, I don't think I'd want to be around. That guy just had a sign in front of his tent that said "Stop in and donate." Like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna pull off to the side of the street and give you money
Yeah,
because
this is a bad place to stop. There's no really way to pull.
there is nowhere to pull off. That is fair.
You know what happens if you get caught speeding? Look at these. Those are big fans, my guys.
Did you know that in
Yes.
New York there was actually a tunnel built in, I believe, about the 20s, and on the side of the tunnel they had this about 1 seat wide track that was built for police so that they could go up and down and police the tunnel.
Yes.
It's a very interesting thing. It was built on the side of all the lanes of traffic. I could be wrong about the date.
I could be wrong about all this.
No.
Just made the whole thing up, but isn't aware of whether or not he did. This Jeep is having a hard time staying in a lane. And so can you.
Beep boop, it's Jew.
If you get lane unassist, which beeps at you.
Lane unassisted steers your wheel to the center
No,
line in
it
the
just
middle.
beeps at you if you're doing a good job. So
Yeah.
then you're like, I'm just gonna straddle this lane right here.
I can see it.
And then you don't go in the lane.
Hey, things are gonna get rather salty if you,
This is like Overwatch. Everyone's very salty here.
I have a question for the general audience.
What is the question, Tots? Give it to us. I'm part of the general audience.
Pudding or
Nope,
popsicles?
I guess that was a miscue.
Pudding or what?
Popsicles.
Now you see, that's a unique choice because most people will be choosing between like pudding or applesauce.
Did I ask about your opinion on my questioning, or did I ask about your opinion?
On your questioning. Yes, you did ask.
No, just your opinion.
But I don't know. Personally, I think popsicles just don't have enough flavor for how much effort you have to put into them.
What do you mean by effort? Like, are you making your own popsicles here?
No. Just how much time it takes
For you to actually eat a popsicle.
Yeah, for how.
I would tend to agree.
Like,
I'm not big on popsicles.
I feel like, generally speaking, I prefer foods that take longer because then you can enjoy the flavor for longer.
But you're not enjoying it as much. Like, you could be enjoying it by eating it quicker, but like, I don't want to chew on a popsicle. That's too cold for me, so I'd lick the popsicle. But it just takes so long.
Yeah.
So I have to tend to favor the pudding. But I'm not too big of a pudding guy.
How do you make pudding? Like, there's the instant stuff, but they sort of deal with that for you. How would you regularly make pudding?
Is this American pudding or British pudding? Because one of those two is like sweet and tasty.
They're very different.
And one of those two is just not.
Probably American pudding.
Have you ever read up on the plum pudding model of the atom?
Oh yeah, that's how I prefer my atoms, honestly.
You like the plum pudding ones?
Yeah.
So what you do is, it's basically milk and thickener is the main ingredients. Obviously you add some other things for taste. You add some sugar, vanilla extract, and butter. But that's about it. You're basically making milk thick. Making thick milk. Although you can buy, not to be confused with thick milk, as some people have disorders where they can't drink water and such because of their throat muscles. And so they have to buy specifically thick water and thick milk.
Thick milk.
Do you think if you fed a cow enough thickener that you could jam its udders?
I don't think jam comes from milk.
That's not really relevant.
Yeah,
That's
it is.
not the
You said
question
jam
per
it's
se.
up. I don't think jam comes from.
Well,
I guess
sure, I wouldn't think so
I guess
either.
you could always just put jam on the udders, but I don't think that has to do with the thickener.
But you don't bring strawberries to a traffic buildup. There's still jam there.
No, you do bring
how
strawberries
you
to
defined
traffic
a
buildup. This
synonym
way you
for
can start
jam.
selling them. When there's a 10-day traffic blockage in China,
A
people-
10-day traffic blockage.
yes,
10 days.
You know,
10 days long.
Do you know Wisconsin?
can I turn
top 5 for
this?
states
That's
that
fine.
produce strawberries?
Looks like a good idea.
Yeah, and that's
yeah.
why in China, when there was a 10-day blockage, people would get out of their cars and they produced basically a mini economy there, and people were selling stuff because people went home for the night because of how large the traffic blockage was.
What'd they call a taxi?
No, they walked home.
Call a taxi to come here.
They call it one of
Well, they
those
went to a hotel.
those double bikes.
But they just couldn't move their car because of the traffic. There was so much traffic.
But it's
it
okay
took
because
10 days to clear.
the traffic's. Well, maybe it took so long to clear because they all got out and left their cars.
No, a much larger issue was they went from, I don't know the specific amount, but they went from like 12 lanes down to like 3.
That sounds like bad traffic patterning.
Yeah, they were having some issues. As it was right after, I believe, Christmas in the New Year's. So everyone was going home for it. After they ate their KFC, of course.
Right.
But the issue was, there just wasn't enough lanes that
Do they have
where that went.
Do they have Colonel Sanders or Colonel Kung Pao over there?
Colonel Sanders. It's Colonel Sanders everywhere.
Colonel General Zhao.
And interestingly, KFC has also tried to make a storefront in Israel multiple times. It's been about 5 times that they've tried it, but it almost always fails because of the fact that most people are Jewish in Israel, so they can't use the regular breading. as it's against the law.
You make a KFC in Israel?
Well, no, it's there now, and
They can eat the chicken.
There's
They can't eat pork.
Yeah, it's the breading.
Oh, that's fair.
Because they use milk as breading, with the breading, as far as I know, or something of the sort, and so it's non-kosher, and because of this, it just never translated well. So they introduced the KFC, but the recipe was just never quite right, and when it was kosher, and when it wouldn't, if it wasn't kosher, then not enough people would be buying it.
Sure.
But apparently, with their newest push to open a KFC there, they really got the recipe down now, and it's a much more accurate representation of the non-kosher version. It's kosher.
Me too, to be honest.
All right. So today,
On this very day.
I learned a joke. This is apparently the oldest joke in the history of Great Britain.
But is it the oldest joke in the book?
No. I don't know that they would have written it down.
Then how do you know it's the oldest joke?
I said apparently.
He also didn't say the oldest joke. He said in Great Britain.
I said this is apparently the oldest joke. I'm sure that there are historians and historical peoples and whatnot that are smarter than me that know what's up with this. So I'm just gonna trust what I've heard, and if it comes out that I'm wrong, then
We will kill him for the viewers.
right.
Don't worry.
So-
He's going bungee jumping without the bungee, so it's all
Well,
right.
no, I'll have the bungee. It'll be attached to me
On both
Oh, yeah.
sides for safety.
Yeah.
on both sides.
You
for
gotta have
safety.
safety.
Right. Yeah.
Safety.
But
Sorry about that.
yeah.
Sorry for the confusion, folks.
I forgive
So,
you.
this can be dated back to like before the Battle of whatever.
The Battle of
Battle of
Bakugan.
Hastings, right? Like
Well, but the Battle of Bakugan
10
was
1052 or
coincidentally the
something
same
like that.
week.
not to be confused with the Battle of Bakugan.
All right. So what's the joke?
So the joke is, what do you call the thing that a man wears below the belt that likes to poke holes that it has poked before?
Sword?
No. A key.
Why is it worn? Below the belt?
That's attached to his belt, probably. It dangles down.
Like I wouldn't call it.
Start laughing!
That's the oldest joke in the... Well, it's the oldest joke in the British book, I guess. I take it back. They didn't write it down.
See, I thought he was meant by the guy that wrote the national.
No. He's the guy that invented the national anthem. I understand where the confusion might have occurred there, but
You also
You know-
know that for middle school, there's a student who had a project assigned.
Lots of venues are pulling that.
Oh, yeah?
your knees are cold because his window is cracked at the top.
Yeah, it's coming back here.
I
think it's the roof.
There's a middle
That's
schooler
fair.
who had a project.
I was trying to defrost the window.
How'd it go?
It's pretty much there now, yeah?
I usually just have
Yeah, no, you're good.
my mom
This
licks
is a
it.
go.
My mom licks the window and then cleans it.
Oh.
Your mom licks the window?
To defrost it, yeah.
That seems
effective.
possibly.
What is
Well, it's-
this? The hammer and sickle on the stoplight?
That is a no left
That's
turn.
for the
that just
bus.
isn't really,
It's to the bus.
you know.
Nope. That's a hammer and sickle.
It's communist
Oh,
China.
okay.
now.
But hey,
Communist Chicago?
It's abstract though.
Communist abstract.
it's the same
Chicago.
thing as the no right, but they're
Public abstract
probably
void.
border.
Communist Chicago.
Hey, but
Semicolon.
you could,
Communist abstract. I like that because it's opposed to like public or like private. It's communist. It's government owned. Government owned.
Well, that would just
abstract
be public.
void. I guess that's public.
just remember, kids,
Right.
though. If you make a brilliant design like the U.S. flag, a great design by most people's accord, you'll still get a D in class. As a middle schooler had designed the flag for when there was a new state added. They had designed it for when Alaska was added to change the flag, and this was in middle school for this student, and he designed what currently is the U.S. flag. And when submitted to the teacher decided to give him a D.
Why did she give him a D?
Because she didn't like it. She thought it wasn't a very good flag. But
what a dingus.
But it turns out when he emailed, ooh, a little older than that, when he sent a letter to the president at the time, he liked it so much that he actually made it the flag. And that's the current flag we have.
Wouldn't that flag just literally be the same as the one before it, but with 2 more stars?
Well, yeah,
but it's the arrangement of the stars.
It's very important, the layout. So, like,
sounds like you got a D for low effort.
There's a lot of ways you could lay it out.
The low effort of going all the way to the President of the United States. And
I assume they got the grade before they went to the president.
Well, yeah, it was about the summer by the time he got a response, which makes
What did he
sense,
say to the teacher?
But in response, the teacher did eventually credit it to be an A, as he had just designed the flag of the United States.
I did that once.
So what was... Did they ever say why they got a D on it?
Just wasn't... She didn't like the design.
Well, it couldn't. I mean, it couldn't have been that different from the... Like, I think that's what Tots was maybe getting at there. It's got to be pretty freaking similar
That's
to
why I think he got a D. I feel like he just barely changed the
Wasn't very
flag.
original.
Like, they were supposed to like design a new flag, and he just took the one that they were
But he designed a new flag.
lazily put 2 more stars on there.
I guess that's reasonable. Like, all you did was put 2 stars on.
Like,
But also, if you were an actual flag designer, that's exactly what you do.
I didn't become a flag designer.
You have to work for J.C. Penney's.
Get a UX degree.
Yeah, that's fair. J.C. Penney's would probably do the trick, actually.
You could always work for Sears and Roebuck.
When do we get to
but I don't think that'll
the
work out as
J.C.
well.
Penney Tower?
No, where there is a J.C. Penney tower.
Are you kidding me? They invented the penny.
Couldn't
That's why they're not very rich. They only deal with pennies. They can't afford a tower.
It'd probably be more effective if they didn't.
What do you think the net worth of all the pennies in the United States is?
Oh, it's a lot.
Probably quite a bit.
Millions of dollars are actually lost each year to change because people lose, you lose a cent here.
You say millions?
Yes.
That's actually really not that much if you think about it. Take the average,
Millions a year in cents?
Take the average of all the people in the country, though. Each person probably loses
Oh, exactly.
not even a cent.
No, people will lose a tiny amount of money. Each person will lose a few coins, and over time, it just adds up to millions of dollars that you could have if you had all those.
But it's not like
lost.
each person loses $1 million.
Oh no!
How many blocks would you have to walk to find a coin on the sidewalk?
Here?
Yep.
Probably one. You'd find several.
I don't know. Depends on where you are.
There's probably quite a bit of change around.
I don't feel
You
like
know,
I normally find change.
I don't think we ever actually introduced the guests.